hey bank, here's your house back. No harm, no foul. Really, there's not much in it for the person in that situation. There's not much in it for them. All you're doing is saving the lender tons of money for not having to foreclose.
Yeah.
They always promise you that it's going to do this and it's going to do that, and they won't come after you in court and all that.
Yeah.
But typically, they're just promising you pie in the sky.
Got it.
So, I forgot what the question was now. But
what if they don't approve it?
What if they don't approve it? If they don't approve it, most of the time, they're not just going to say no.
Okay.
They're going to say, we want to net X.
Okay.
Okay? And when they say we want to net X, well then we can add to it, and so we know what the sale price has to be. So then, in essence, that's a counter offer.
Okay.
Okay? So then we just negotiate more and more. I'm not going to say that every single short sale gets done.
Sure.
But I will tell you this. In the last 8, maybe 9 months now, the only reason I have not gotten a short sale done is by buyer attrition. They just get tired of waiting and back out.
Okay. Okay, great. So basically what you're telling me is you as the realtor will go out and do a CMA, comparative market analysis, figure out based off of obviously what the person knows, but what that home would sell for. You establish that price, you submit it for approval to the bank, to the lien holders, and they could say sure, or they can say no, we want to net more, so we need to increase the purchase price.
Actually, that's a pretty good guess of what would happen, but actually that would make too much sense.
Okay.
Lenders, what I always tell people is take common sense and logic and reason and crumble them up into a ball and throw them as far that way as you can, and then never look at them again.
Okay.
Okay, because that's how lenders are.
Okay.
So no, what we do is we decide what we think the fair market value of this home is, and then because we're actually having to compete with traditionally priced homes, just you're selling your house, there's no issues for you, and we also are competing against homes that have already been foreclosed against. There has to be a reason for someone to be willing to have it take an extended period of time to buy this home.
Got it.
And so typically what we will do is we will then discount that price anywhere from 5 to maybe as much as 25% to get buyer interest.
Okay.
Okay? The banks know this, and they take a CMA and they kind of go, okay, but then we know that you have to get people to sign on because it's a short sale. So realistically, the banks don't really even want to know about this until we have a written offer.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of paperwork. It's almost like getting a loan, okay, to do prior to going on the market. But none of this actually starts to gel and take form until we have a written offer.
So there's not
Banks just have not, up to this point, been willing to say, go ahead and sell it for that dollar.
Okay, good. And that takes me right into the next question. So we list my house. How long is it going to take? How long does a typical short sale take to close, to sell?
Again, it's going to be a case by case. If you are already months and months behind and you've gotten the notice of trustee sale, the foreclosure sale, then we're going to have to be pretty aggressive on pricing because now we have a sale date.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're actually current right now, and we're sitting here deciding what we're going to do, we may list your house higher than we actually know it will sell for, so we can show the bank, look, we had it at that price, and it didn't sell. Okay. And then we'll start reducing and reducing.
So what you're telling me is I could already have a notice of default, I could already have a foreclosure notice, my house could be going to auction next week, let's say next month.
Next week is probably pushing it. I might get it postponed.
But you could get that postponed with an offer.
Oh, definitely. With an offer, if most banks, if I have an offer 15 days before the trustee sale, there's about a 90% chance I can get it postponed. I had one earlier this week that the sale was today, because we're meeting on Friday. In Skagit County, the sales are on Friday. In most counties, they are. It was scheduled for today, and I got a written offer on Tuesday, and that sale has been postponed.
Right on. Okay, good. That's a great answer to a good question. Okay. if you have clients, if you have people that you're going to talk to about a short sale, or they're talking to you about a short sale, what options do you give them? And I know you kind of talked about it earlier, but is it just short sale, or do you present options to your clients?
No, I very much, I mean, some people just, they love their house and don't want to sell it. And, you know, I don't want to be the guy that sells the house out from underneath you if you don't want to. But those main things that you could do is nothing. You could bury your head in the sand and be foreclosed on, and then you will have to move. Okay. A forbearance, which in essence is just pushing your loan out. Okay. Those are not very common at all. Okay. A deed in lieu, where you just, in essence, give the home back to the bank. Okay. Really nothing in it for the homeowner to do that. That's not something I would recommend. Again, I'm not an attorney and can't give legal advice, but it's not something I personally would do. And the last one is a loan modification. In all honesty, I had not been aware of very many loan modifications being successfully done, particularly if just the person is trying to negotiate with the bank themselves. Yeah. In talking to you, I'm finding out that with legal help, particularly through like a law firm, that it can be done. But there's costs involved with that too.
And I'm going to do another video on that where I'm going to interview one of the attorneys that's processing loan modifications for my referrals. But right now, I believe I've referred approximately 70 people to this firm, and literally with the exception of one commercial loan, all of them have attained loan modifications. So another time, another place, if you have questions on that, let me know. You know what, we're going to try and wrap things up real quick here. What, any of my clients have any questions? Can they call you? Can they contact you?
Yep. 360-542-6868 is a direct line directly to me.
What was that again?
360-542-6868. And even if you're not in Skagit County, if you're in Whatcom, Island, Snohomish, King, any county in the state of Washington, at the very least, I can help you find the right person to list your home with. Because, like we were talking about before, your sister-in-law may have just got her medical degree, or the guy that you go to when you have a cough. They're both doctors, but that's not necessarily who you would have do open heart surgery on you. You'd go to
I'd go to a heart surgeon,
a specialist. Yeah. So this is a very good example of when you want a specialist and someone, not all realtor, and this is no ding against other realtors. It's just you want someone that they know what they're doing, and you don't want to be the guinea pig.
Yeah. And that's how I came across Ed. Ed's got the experience. He's got the track record. So, you know what? I really appreciate your time. This was great stuff. I'll have Ed's information available if you want to contact him. And any questions, let us know. But thanks again, Ed.
You bet.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
That was good. What do you think?